Hello my friends, welcome to my channel, The Beloved Way. Today I'm super excited to start sharing my PowerPoint presentation series on traditional Chinese medicine herbs. The reason I'm doing this are for three reasons. Number one is to enhance my own knowledge and knowingness on the herbs. Number two is to help students to review and prepare for exams. And number three is for the general public who are interested in TCM herbs, their functions and their properties. Once again, all my videos are for entertainment and educational purpose only and not to promote or prescribe any medication or herbs. Please seek your professional traditional Chinese doctors to help you with your ailment. The reason being is that TCM, we always look at a person as a holistic whole, and each person have their own constitutions and own body types. And so what your traditional Chinese doctor will do for you is they will form a decoction that's a combination of many herbs that will achieve the maximum benefit for you. And each one of them are unique, individualized, so it will help you the most. And I want to thank you for everyone who's watching, and thank you for your sharing and subscribing, and thank you for your sweet comments. And I will see you in my PowerPoint presentation soon. Hello friends, welcome to Study With Me series. This is TCM Herbal 101, Herbs that Invigorates Blood. The reference contact material is from Dr. Gui Li Zhen. My name is Beloved Wei, Amy Li Wei. The reference YouTube lesson in Chinese is from Professor Yan Jing. I will include his link in the description below. The way I form my PowerPoint is how I learn, and that helps me learn the best. And I hope it will enhance and promote your learning in the same way it helps me. The herbs that invigorate blood to treat blood stasis have four main functions. The first one is it's promote qi movement, thereby enhance blood circulation. With qi and blood, together they will remove blood stasis. And we all know that blood stasis causes blood clots and it will cause pain. So the main effect of removing blood stasis is alleviating pain. The action indications are promoting blood flow, such as in gynecological menstruation, soften and resolve hard messes. It removes blood stasis and thereby relieving pain. It subdues swelling and promote tissue regeneration. As we all know, when we have blood stasis, it causes a lot of pain. So when we have pain, we like to put a warm compress on ourselves. So this class of herbs are mostly warm and acrid. So warmth will help with the pain and dissolve the blood clots. And acrid are the pungent herbs that will help the movement of qi. The channels it enters are heart, liver, spleen, among some others. The caution for this group of herbs is for pregnant women because it promotes qi movement. So pregnant women need to be more careful, as well as hypermenorrhea if you have a heavy period. If you increase the blood circulation, it may cause more bleeding. And the third one is aneurysm, where you do not have enough blood, have blood deficiency. So by invigorating blood, it's not going to help very much. You need to resolve in some other manner to help with a blood deficiency. This family is quite large, so I have to divide into four groups to discuss. The first group is part one of the lesson. They are the herbs that invigorate blood, alleviate pain. And the second group is in the part two. They are the groups that will invigorate blood to help with gynecological issues and regulating period. The third lesson, I will combine the herbs that heal traumatic injury and the herbs that break blood stasis together as lesson 3. This part is group number 1. These are herbs that invigorate blood to alleviate pain. As I talked before, when you want to alleviate pain, these are usually warm, with one exception. It's Eugen, I will talk about in a little bit. So the main herbs of this group is Chiangxiang, and it's Suan or Sichuan lovage root. This herb is very important because it is a qi herb in the blood family. So it has very main function is to promote the movement of qi. So when you have the qi is a leader of the blood, it pushes the blood through. So when you promote the movement of the qi, it will invigorate blood. And it is mostly used for gynecological issues such as dysmenorrhea, amenorrhea, difficult labor, etc. It also helps with external traumatic injuries. As I have noted, if you think about Suan means Sichuan or Sichuan, if you have hot peppers, then you will feel the qi rising from the back of your head and you feel very spicy, right? So think about this as qi move upward to the head. So this Cunxiong will help all types of various headaches, and I call it the TCM Excedrin. So because of qi movement, it will expel the wind and alleviate pain, such as B syndrome, arthritis, and anything due to qi stagnation and blood stasis that will cause pain and soreness in the flanks, chest, and hypochondrial areas. This is, again, used with care with pregnancy, heavy period, and of course, if you have insufficient heat uprising related to headache, if the headache is already due to the yang uprising, and this will move qi upward, so it will make it worse. So do not use if you have the insufficiency heat uprising kind of headache, but it helps many other headaches. The second one is related to Cunxiong, then I will put them together as a group. This is called Yenhu Suo or Yuanhu. It is acrid, warm, bitter. It looks like this, the golden discs. It goes through the liver, spleen, and heart channel. This is a group with the Cunxiong because it is used a lot for gynecological reasons and also external traumatic injury. In relation to the Cunxiong I talked about, it is also a painkiller, but this is more a whole body painkiller. It helps with various type of pain that's due to blood stasis and qi stagnation, especially the epigastric or stomach pain, painful period, chest pain, and sanqi. So versus Cunxiong is for headache, upper body headache. So this one is mainly for the whole body painkiller. It helps with external traumatic injury and B syndrome. The vinegar preparation goes into the liver channel. So next one is the Yugen. I will group with Jianghuang. Yugen is a turmeric tuber. As I noted before, this is the only herb in this class that is cold in nature. And it enters the liver, gallbladder, heart, and lung channels. So by being cold in nature, it clears heat and cools blood. It helps with our anxiety, agitation, seizures, and mental derangement due to hot flame obstructing heart orifice. So the word yu here means depressed, or it's blocked or agitated and unhappy. So this will actually, by cooling the blood function, it helps with the agitation or irritability. It also enters into our liver channel, so it helps the liver qi stagnation. We all know liver qi stagnation also causes our anxiety and agitation. So liver qi stagnation with heat, thereby helps the gynecological, abdominal, hypochondriac pain, and chest B pain due to stagnation. One very, very important test point is that it helps with yang jaundice. If you think about turmeric, it's yellow. Yellow and jaundice, for me, it's related to each other. And because it's cold in nature, it helps with the damp heat. So the jaundice have yin jaundice and yang jaundice. And yang jaundice is caused by damp heat. So the cold nature in Yugen helps perfectly with yang jaundice, as well as gallstone. One very important test point that you will be maybe tested upon is it antagonizes with Dingxiang. So Yugen and Dingxiang doesn't go together. So this may be a test point you will see. Of the same plant, we come to Jianghuang. So I put Yugen and Jianghuang together as a learning pair. Jianghuang is turmeric rhizona. It is warm in nature in comparison with Yugen. So this is warm. The Jianghuang is turmeric. It is acrid and bitter. It goes to the liver and spleen channel. Because it's warm in nature, it helps blood stasis caused by deficient cold. So the warm herbs help with cold issues. And it helps mainly with blood stasis, and blood stasis causes pain, right? So it expels wind and promotes movement of blood and help the wind dampness speed due to blood stasis. It also helps with epigastric abdominal pain due to qi stagnation, and also if you have stomach pain that caused from cold blood stasis, it will help greatly. I had made a chart that compare Eugen with Jianghuang because they have both turmeric family. They're from the same plant. They invigorate blood, move qi, alleviate pain, and use pregnancy with caution. And so the Eugen, this is from the tubal. The tuber, if you think about it, it's like a potato. It's a root that's used for storage. Whereas Jianghuang is the turmeric itself. It looks like the ginger, right? It's a rhizome. Rhizome is a continuously growing horizontal underground stems which put out shoots. So this reminds me of channels. So I can think that Jianghuang or turmeric, it looks almost goes through our channels. So the main difference here, as I mentioned before, is Yuqing is cold, so it cools blood. And whereas Jianghuang is warm, think about they are similar to ginger, and it helps with blood stasis, warms blood. So Yuqing, again, it's yellow. It helps with jaundice. It's a young jaundice where the jaundice is from the damp heat. Because it's cold nature, it helps the jaundice with damp heat. And also here, the Jianghuang, it helps wind damping because it has more of the qi function. Next pair I want to learn together is Zuxiang and Moyao. These are the frankincense and myrrh. In Chinese, frankincense is called Zuxiang. It looks very beautiful. It's almost like a candy look like. It's acrid, warm, bitter, liver, spleen, and heart. So what Zuxiang does a frankincense, it mainly because it's a healing herb with myrrh. As we know in the Bible, the three wise men, the gift they gave to the Christ child is frankincense and myrrh. It helps healing. So it reduces swelling and regenerates flesh. So it helps with traumatic injuries, sores, carbuncle, which is painful boils. And if both invigorate blood and move qi. This is a very important point because in comparison, you'll see it does both. It has both job invigorate blood and movement in qi. And thereby, it helps reduce the pain due to blood stasis in gynecological abdominal pain and chest beat pain, and helps with external traumatic injuries. It also goes to the liver channel, so it's release sinews to alleviate pain. So it helps with wind beat pain, spasm, and rigidity. The pair that I'm studying with is Myrrh or Mo Yao. So this is natural and bitter, so it's less warm. It goes into a spleen, a liver, and heart meridian, same as the Zuxiang. So here you will see it invigorates blood, but it does not have the function of promoting qi. So this reinvigorates blood to help with pain due to blood stasis. And again, it's a healing herb. It helps external traumatic injuries, promote healing, and help with non-healing sores and painful boils. The comparison between Zuxiang and Mo Yao, between frankincense and myrrh, is they often use together as a pair herbs because they enhance each other's functions. Both of them invigorate blood, and both of them relieve pain and promote healing and regenerate flesh. And both of them, if you are pregnant or if you have a weak stomach, please use with caution. So as I noted before, the Zuxiang help both qi and blood. So it is more important in movement of qi, whereas Mo Yao myrrh, it does not have the promoting qi function. It is, however, stronger to clear blood stagnation. The Zuxiang, the frankincense, help relieve sinews because it goes to the liver channel. It also, because of the qi function, movement qi, it helps with B syndrome due to wind damp. And Mo Yao, the myrrh, because it mainly function is help blood stagnation, so it helps the stomach and epigastric pain due to blood stasis because it's warm herb and help calm your stomach and epigastric pain. Next two I want to group together is Chiangxiang, which is the heartwood, Chiangxiang. And if you look at this wood, it's a little bit reddish in color. So for me, it helps with stop bleeding and stop pain. So this herb is acrid and warm, goes to liver, spleen, and stomach meridian. Again, this is disperse the blood stasis, both for internal and external injuries. Internal injuries if somebody, let's say, punch you in the gut, maybe you cough up blood or have fracture, sprain, and contusion. External traumatic injury is from knife wounds such as bleeding. So this herb, it reminds me a lot of sanqi, which is very important herb in the Chinese herb family, sanqi. So it stops the pain, invigorates blood, promote movement of qi. It's mainly for the pain due to stagnation of blood stasis. So again, this wood seems like it's red, so I think about it stops blood by soaking up the blood. That's why the wood is red. And it's the function of the next two are both Chiangxiang and Wulingzi, I'm going to talk about, have a similar function to sanqi. The other thing is about the word jiang means drop. And if you look at this herb, it looks pretty dense, right? Pretty large pieces and feels pretty dense. So it promotes the qi sinking. So for qi sinking, if you can think about this, it helps with descending rebellious qi. If you have nausea or if you have vomiting, it's because the qi uprising, the rebellious qi. So by sinking the qi back down, it helps you with calm the stomach and help with abdominal pain and discomfort. So the next herb that's similar to Chiangxiang is Wulingzi. It's bitter, sweet, and warm. It looks like this, and it goes to the liver and spleen channels. So this will stop bleeding again, the similar function to sanqi, okay, and also to Jiangxiang. It alleviates pain due to blood stasis, chest beat, traumatic injury, fracture, and pain and swelling. Especially it helps the uterine excess bleeding, especially if you, after you have a baby, the postpartum, you have the bloody discharge that's kind of like stagnant. If it's not kind of like dark in color, if you want to clear it, you would use Wulingzi. If you're pregnant, use with care. So I'm going over a summary of all this. The group 1 herbs. As you have noticed, I group them in pairs of 2. So the first one is Cuanxiong and Yenhu. Cuanxiong and Yenhu are both used for gynecological reasons, and both of them are strong painkillers. Cuanxiong is mainly promoting qi. It's very important. It's the most important qi herb in the blood herbs. So it will help, and if we remember the Suan is Suan, and it goes upward qi rising. So it helps with our headaches, all headaches, except insufficiency uprising headache. And Yenhu, it helps the whole body painkiller, TCM whole body painkiller. So that's how I remember. It helps all the pains. Okay, so the next two group that I'm grouped together is Yugen and Jianghuang. Both are in the turmeric family. And Yugen, the main thing to remember, it's cold in nature, whereas Jianghuang, it's warm in nature. So by being cold in nature, it helps cool the blood. It helps with agitation and depression or irritability. And also helps with young jaundice, because young jaundice is caused by damp heat. And so Yugen will help with jaundice. And Jianghuang, it is help with blood stasis, and it's warm. It's similar to ginger. Okay, so if you think about ginger's function, it warms our stomach and help with our digestion. Also help break up blood clots. So Jianghuang has a similar property as ginger, and it's warm. Next two is I put together is Zuxiang and Mo, frankincense and myrrh. So the thing about the difference between frankincense and myrrh is frankincense has both qi and blood functions, and myrrh only have the blood functions. So the Zuxiang, because it has qi and blood, it will help with our B syndromes, and it regenerate. Both of these herbs regenerate flesh, and it's very healing herbs. And Mo mainly for blood stasis and warm up our stomach, help with our digestion as well. And next two is Jiangxiang and Wulingzi. I group them together because both of them act like sanqi, both of them for traumatic injuries, stop bleeding, and help with the blood stasis. So Jiangxiang, qi goes down, so it also helps with rebellious qi. And Wulingzi, it helps a lot with our uterine bleeding, such as after we have babies, and if it's the blood clot or the dirty blood, it helps with remove blood stasis. So then the next lesson I'm going to go over is in group 2 with herbs that invigorates blood and help with gynecological and with period. Thank you for watching, and I hope this will help you preview your lessons, study for your test, or study for board exam. Thank you, and I see you in my next lesson.